Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Our top story tonight is the frigid cold here in the inland Northwest. And in light of the severe weather, people have been calling on the city of Spokane to help protect the homeless population. The city said it has worked to expand shelter capacity in recent days, adding about 6 beds to the system.
KREM 2's Ian Smay spoke with the city and a local couple working to help the homeless.
It is still bitterly cold out here near Camp Hope between the winds and the low temperatures. There are still a number of people camping just off of 2nd Avenue in East Central Spokane. In addition to the efforts the city of Spokane has made, I spoke with one couple earlier today that is taking it upon themselves to help those experiencing homelessness.
Those making up Camp Hope on 2nd Avenue in East Central Spokane have been braving the elements. Challenge definitely made harder by the current cold front sweeping through the area. Those difficulties weren't lost on Jerry and Mary Bishop.
Last night it struck me, I was outside for 5 minutes thawing my pipes and I was so freezing to death. I thought, my God, what are the homeless people doing? How are they surviving?
The couple decided to bring supplies to Camp Hope, including firewood, fire pits, hot soup, sleeping bags, and pillows.
And these are people. These are someone's mom, someone's dad, someone's daughter, someone's brother. These are humans. They're beloved people.
The Bishops aren't a part of a larger group working to help the homeless. The couple are using their own money to bring the camp supplies in an effort to help those on hard times.
They were so gracious to have some firewood and some hot soup, you know. Very, very gracious, very grateful, you know. And this, you know, there's a lot of people here that just need a hand, and you know, not everyone here is here by choice.
This comes as the city of Spokane said it's worked to expand shelter capacity during the cold snap. City spokesperson Brian Coddington said in the past few days, about 6 beds have been added to the local shelter system. That includes 40 hotel rooms and 16 beds for women between the Union Gospel Mission and Volunteers of America. The Way Out shelter has also been providing 41 beds to ease the strain on the nightly shelter system.
We were able to add additional space yesterday, and we're continuing to add space. There are spots in the system that are still unused, and we focused on areas that were historically need areas.
Today, the city announced it had explored opening a temporary shelter space at a city roads department property on North Florida Street. The location already had fencing for security, along with open space and electricity infrastructure to provide heating. However, after pushback from the surrounding communities, the city scrapped that idea. As
we started talking to stakeholders, to include the council members who represent the Northeast and some of the neighbors, they had some very passionate objection to it.
Coddington said pretty much every time the city has explored a site to put a new shelter, it has experienced pushback from the surrounding neighborhoods. However, he said the city wants to be able to reach a compromise or an agreement with the neighborhood to locate a new facility. They do not want to force a new shelter space on a neighborhood. Reporting in East Central Spokane, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
All right, get used to the cold weather. The bitter cold is not going anywhere, at least for the next few days. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Tom Sherry for more on what we can expect in the days to come. Tom?
Well, we're still tracking this incredible Arctic blast. It will continue all week long. We're not going to see changes until about Sunday. And again, very strong winds are going to continue to blow. That's why we have the wind chill advisory in effect through tomorrow morning. Everywhere you see shaded in blue. Temperatures we're expecting tonight, these are air temperatures, not wind chill temperatures. And as you can see, low single digits, and in some areas like Newport, Washington, -4 expected for the overnight low. Right now we're at 15 degrees and the wind is out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour. We look at your day planner forecast in Spokane. The air temperature will get down to 3. That means we'll see -0 wind chills. Dangerously cold temperatures again expected tonight. The coldest temperatures this week are expected in the next 24 hours. Then we'll warm things up to about 24. We turn the corner this weekend, especially Sunday. We get back closer to near normal temperatures on Sunday, shooting for a high of 43 degrees. To talk more about how dangerous this wind chill is, we go outside where Thomas Patrick is standing by in the Outdoor Weather Center.
Yeah, Tom, and one of the questions that I get quite frequently during these cold snaps is, what about our pets? And that's a tricky question because there's no broad statement that goes with that, because every breed of dog and every pet acts a little bit different. But I can say this, you know your pet the best, that is for sure. And just don't make sure that they don't sleep outside for tonight. Obviously, there's a lot of different factors that go into pet safety during the extreme cold, but I'll tell you some of the factors that make the biggest difference is the breed and type of dog, how large or small they are, and if it's wet and snowy outside like it is now can actually make it a little bit more dangerous. Obviously, huskies and those more acclimated to the colder climates, they handle this weather a lot better than some smaller dogs. Just make sure, again, that they limit their time outdoors. Sometimes you got to bring in those bigger dogs and say, hey, playtime's over. Whereas some of those smaller dogs like Chihuahuas, sometimes they don't even want to do their business outside. Just take care of your pets because you know them best. And obviously with temperatures, again, as Tom mentioned, well down to single digits or even below zero, definitely not safe for those pets to be out for tonight. Make sure they're comfy for tonight and get their appropriate amount of playtime when it is this cold outside.
Good advice there, Thomas. Thank you very much. And for my kids, my son doesn't want to wear pants even on days like this. Wants to wear shorts. Said nope, I can't do it. Well, today's bitter cold temperatures continue to challenge drivers all across the city and county. Yesterday we saw falling snow, but today's extreme cold had snow removal crews adapting and using materials that actually work when it gets this cold.
KREM 2's Janelle Finch is joining us now live to talk more about the plow crews and the street crews, how they have had to adapt in this extreme cold.
Mark and Whitney, it's no secret that it's a lengthy process when it comes to preparing for the snow, having to navigate those snow-covered streets, and eventually seeing the pavement again. Take a look at what the streets are looking like right now. So some streets are actually a little bit clearer than others, but according to Washington State Department of Transportation, plows were sent out today with sand over salt. That's because salt works best in temperatures above 15 to 20 degrees. But with the chilly morning hours we saw today, crews needed something a little bit more effective. According to the Washington State Patrol, 60 accidents happened yesterday. Today, State Patrol only reported 5 accidents, but drivers still struggled getting around Spokane streets. The extreme cold had plows needing to change their approach to treating roads. But just because crews lay down sand, it doesn't mean the ice magically disappears.
If you've got ice on the windshield of your car, there's likely ice on the road. And so the sand isn't going to get rid of the ice, it will add traction. So you will still have potentially that surface beneath that can see a little bit of ice, and drivers need to be aware of that. Drive for conditions, reducing your speed, allowing extra travel time.
Wind and heavy traffic can also affect how well these materials work. For example, crews sometimes have to strategize material placement in areas with drifting wind to prevent salt and sand from ending up on the shoulder and not on the roads. Also, it's better to treat roads when there's no traffic, so when plows lay down salt or sand, the material has an opportunity to stick to the ground before cars brush them off onto the shoulder. I also spoke with the City of Spokane's communications manager, who told me crews operate 20 hours a day and monitor streets hourly. She says while most main streets are clear, traveling on hills outside of city limits may require drivers to change their commutes as the snow and cold temperatures continue to stick around. From the Storm Tracker, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
Thank you, Janelle. And a quick update now after our extensive KREM 2 investigation into the Spokane shock. The final deadline is looming for the indoor football team to secure its place at the arena to play home games this upcoming season. As we first told you last week, team owner Sam Adams still has not provided a $128,000 security bond to the Public Facilities District, which manages the arena. After our story aired, Adams did sign his contract with the PFD, but the district says if he doesn't provide that security bond by tomorrow, his contract to play at the arena will be terminated. The CEO of the Public Facilities District told me that Adams had a history of paying late all last season, so this year he was required to pay costs up front. As of right now, Adams is already in default with the PFD because the deadline for that security collateral was actually last Tuesday, and when he missed the deadline, he was then issued a default letter and given 5 business days to comply. That deadline is tomorrow. What happens if you do not receive that line of credit money by then?
In the past, like I said, we have given extensions, but I would say at this point that
you wouldn't be doing that.
No.
Now, the team held open tryouts on Friday. The first game is scheduled for March 18th at the arena. Today, I'm told the PFD has been in contact with Adams. He is assuring them that line of credit will be in place by tomorrow. We'll make sure to keep you updated on that. But if you would like to read our entire KREM 2 investigation into the Shock organization, including past season ticket holders who say they're still owed money from the 2020 season that was canceled because of COVID, just text the word SHOCK to 509-448-2000. We'll send that link right to your phone.
Well, today the FBI is investigating threats made to the Lapwai School District. The district sent all students home early today after threatening calls were made to their schools. The district posted on Facebook the school was put into lockdown before they eventually dismissed the students. Police were also on hand to ensure that students were released safely. The school will be closed tomorrow out of, quote, an abundance of caution, the district said. They have not released any details about what the phone call said or exactly what the threat was. Police, though, actively patrolling the area and warning community members to stay indoors. The FBI is also helping in the investigation.
Well, tickets went on sale this morning for American Express cardholders for Paul McCartney's first ever show here in Spokane. But buyers, be warned, if you are seeing crazy ticket prices right now online, those are third-party sellers. They're not real. That's according to the Spokane Public Facilities District. In fact, they say you should only be buying tickets from the website ticketswest.com or directly through the Spokane Arena's website. The arena says prices should only range from $99 to $299. If it's any higher, it's likely a scalper. Now, tickets will open up for everyone starting on Friday. Again, only buy from Tickets West or through the Arena website. And be careful of those third-party sellers that could mimic those websites.
Well, winter may not be done yet, but spring is looming around the corner, and that means the city is resuming curbside yard and food waste pickup next Monday. Those 96-gallon green yard waste carts will be picked up on your regular garbage day. It can be filled with all types of yard waste, food scraps, and food-soiled paper products. If you don't want to wait for the pickup, you can take them to the city's waste-to-energy facility to do so. Well, the rising tensions on the Ukraine-Russia border continues tonight. The first round of sanctions today could have a direct impact on gas prices.
Plus, Washington's Ukrainians and the Ukrainian community here in the state are concerned about friends and family still living over in Russia.
Everybody wants to do something. Everybody wants to help.
What they're doing to help Ukrainians overseas when we come back after the break.